What's up, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar, and I hope everybody can hear me. So, if you can't hear me, I'm by myself right now. Let me know in those comments down below or in the chat. Hope everybody's doing okay this morning. Well, it's morning here in Central Kentucky. I'd love to know where you are, what part of the world, and what time it is. So, yeah, if you can hear me, that's awesome. If you can't, then I'm just making an ass of myself right now because I don't know if I'm being heard. Last night, who cut my hair? What a great question. My wife cut my hair. You know, my wife cut my hair. I debated on wearing a cap for a while, but then I was like, you know what? Screw it. It's quarantine time. So, all right, good. Everybody can hear me. Bang, on time, 4 p.m. in England. Yeah, what's up, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? That's where you are? Dude, I saw that Becky Lynch, who you introduced me to, this wonderful lady, who's a wrestler, had been talking to Marvel about being casted as a character. I like to know if you all know who Becky Lynch is or what she looks like, who you all would cast her as. For me, I was thinking of Thundra in the She-Hulk series. I think she would be an excellent Thundra. And she is gorgeous to look at, too. 10 a.m. in Texas. Thank you all so much. Not a bad haircut. Not too shabby for her first time. Trimmed it a little off the side in the back. That's okay. You all see from here. That's fine. 6 p.m. in Greece. Yes, yeah. Satoshi Kon. Dude, that was one of my favorite creators. 5 p.m. in Belgium. It really tore me up when he passed away. Because he was such an amazing creator. If you're not familiar with the work of Satoshi Kon, he was the gentleman that did Millennial Actress, Perfect Blue, which is a masterpiece. He only did a few movies, and that's it. Paprika, Tokyo Godfathers, and then he did a TV series called Paranoia Agent, which was excellent. All these are excellent in their own way, but he was working on a film. He was working on a fifth film. And he got, I think it was cancer, and didn't get to finish it and passed away, which sucks because he was one of my favorite creators. Like, everything that he did was phenomenal, and I couldn't wait to see what else he did. So, yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a good morning or afternoon, and we're going to talk some comic books here in a little bit. Yeah, so his last movie was never completed. Sucks. I know that there were some creators hoping to complete the movie, but that never happened. So. Ecuador, hermano, yo soy de Perú. Buenos días. Son las 10 allá. Sub Chi-Town. Yes, yes. Dude, I just saw that right before I joined the chat. I was like, man, Little Richard passed away. First of all, I didn't, you could never tell how old he was because, well, of the way that he carried himself. But, yeah, rest in peace, man. Little Richard. Thundra would be good. She's got great charisma. She's a natural goofball. Cool, cool. What kind of chair did I get? I got the S Razor. Mainly because I've been doing live shows so often. Pretty much 3 to 4 times a week. That I needed something a little more comfortable. They gave my... I'm in my 40s and I like to go jogging to try to stay in shape. So I need something for my lower back so it doesn't get... I have something called bulging disc, which is a herniated disc, right? So it's kind of weird, but the disc inside of my spine kind of slips out if it's not taken care of. So I do back exercises. I can't do squats anymore. That's what my doctor told me. But I had to get something comfortable, like it's with lumbar support. So this one was the cheapest, and damn. Because they get pretty expensive. I had no idea how much chairs were. So, ooh, that's a good one. Hola de Argentina. Elsa Bloodstone would be a good one too, man. I'd be all over that. That's a good choice, dude. I just want to see the Next Wave too. That'd be cool. All of Next Wave together. What else? Yes, so Morning Omar, I'm going to read this in case you're just listening, not watching. Morning Omar, did you hear that Marvel is closing their digital comics stores on June 2nd? I did hear that. I've been talking to David a little bit more this week because things are starting to get back to whatever normal is going to be. That was one of the things we talked about. I'm thinking I don't have confirmation or anything. I'm thinking they're doing this so they can just go through Comixology. I don't think their digital department is going anywhere or digital comics are going anywhere from Marvel, but I'm thinking that they're gonna go through Comixology from now on instead of just using that app. So wait a minute now. Dying Breed Collections. I'm also a yoga instructor. We can fix that back of yours guaranteed. I think I may have used that pickup line before. But if you're really a yoga instructor, that's awesome. Hello, all in Omar. Hope all is safe. Yeah, hope everybody is staying safe out there. So, top 10 manga videos soon. Yep, nah, dude. Top 20. I can't do top 10. I think, like, when I do these top lists, I always find myself thinking, man, I should add that. That's what I expand. Like, I was going to do top 10 favorite artists of all time. And I realized that I was doing a disservice to a lot of these artists that I grew up with, or a lot of these older artists, right? The old guard. And I was like, nah, I'm going to make this 20. I thought I was going to, honestly, I thought about making it 30. And I'm like, no, I don't think people are going to watch 3 parts of me just rambling on about why I like a particular artist. But I was like, whatever. So I did 20. So that's what I'll do. I'll do a top 20. I think the next list I may work on is either my favorite writers or my favorite omnibus covers. That's one that I personally have been wanting to do, and I know some of y'all have been wanting me to do. So I may do that one for this Wednesday. It seems like Wednesday is the day to do it. And hopefully when things start going back to normal, we will, I'll start getting more advanced copies of books that you all like looking at or do more. Oh, damn, that's right. I got to work on my comprehensive reading order. By the way, we have a Patreon. So our patrons get to vote on the reading order. And this month, for the first time, they were split down the middle. So it was either Robin or X-Force? So both of those were on the reading poll to vote on, and both of them are like literally 50-50. So it's up to me to decide which one I do. So, of course, y'all know me. I'm the Uncanny Omar. So, of course, I'm going to lean more towards X-Force. But I'm like, I really like Robin, and there's really not a good reading order for Robin out there. And he's had so many good stories. So I guess I'll come up with something this week. When's the 2021 advance look at Marvel Collected Editions? Before this madness, probably in about a month. Now things are, up in the air. So I do have, but I can't share just yet. David asked me to wait a week. I do have the Marvel August solicitations. So I'll be doing a video live sometime this week. And that's looking at the books that have been resolicited for August. So meaning that they don't really come out, some of them come out in August, but you all know, like, for example, they'll have books there that will physically come out in the direct market in November. So some of these books have been rescheduled and things. I thought you would pick Robin because Nightwing is my favorite character. He is my favorite character, brother. But that's Dick Grayson, right? Tim Drake, Robin. It'll be out this week. He'll be out this week. As soon as he says, man, go for it, he gives me his blessing. I don't like to do anything without, getting their permission because I don't want to get anybody else in trouble. And I don't want them to stop talking to me. Do I know what happened to the Batwoman Omnibus? I asked DC and they said right now it's a placeholder. So you all may have seen the date change to 2021 when it was supposed to come out, I believe sometime in September or this summer. I can't remember. So that book right now as a placeholder date has the year 2021. But it will be out sometime this year is what they said. They're just looking at a different date that they can use. Omar, have you looked on eBay lately? All the Omnis are disappearing. There's literally one page of Spidey Omnis. It used to be 3 or 4. I haven't. I'll be honest. I don't sell Omnis. I don't really keep up with them. And the few that I'm missing, they're not out of print. That I know that scalpers, and I don't know if any of you are, but hey, we all gotta make our own bread. So I'm not hating, but now during this quarantine, people take advantage of the lack of books being printed out there, right? So one of the things I have seen, or was brought to my attention, was the amount of Uncanny X-Force Omnis that were for sale, or Daredevil Omnis that were just reprinted. And that's because a lot of people have no idea if they'll ever get a copy of it. So people take advantage of it. Just like, I mean, people take advantage of hand sanitizers and toilet paper, scalping that stuff on Craigslist. It's just the way, the world we live in. So, but I do have a list of books that are coming out for sure. They've been resolicited for June 3rd. I think I can share that with you all. This has been shared with comic book stores, so it's not that big of a deal to share this. So let's look at this really quick, and then we'll talk about books that you aren't seeing here. Let me share this, and you'll have an infinite loop. All right. So this is a small list, but it's a very important list because a lot of people were worried. So these books right here, this is a checklist for 6/3/2020. So on June 3rd, these books will be out. This is also important to note here for comic book stores and online retailers. The final cutoff date is 5/11, so they have enough time to place their order. So these books are being resolicited for June 3rd. So Astonishing X-Men, that will also include the direct market cover. Ghost Rider Volume 1, the trade paperback. Mephisto Classics, which one I really, really want. Sensational She-Hulk, another one of my most wanted Omnis. Both this and the direct market cover will be available on June 3rd. Now, Diamond is shipping these out, so you will be able to get it at wherever you get your normal books, like either cheap graphic novels, in-stock trades, Tales of Wonder, or your local comic book shop. The direct market date is now 6/3. And then we have the Spider-Man and Venom Double Trouble. I think that's one of the kid-size graphic novels. The Star Wars Darth Vader poster book. The Amazing Spider or Mary Jane Volume 1. And then X-Men Volume 1. And that X-Men, of course, is that's the Hickman stuff. That's the stuff if you already have the Dawn of X, like 1 through 5. Well, 4 is out right now. That's the stuff that makes that up. So I realize you're a loner today. Dan Without Fear had enough of us last night. Maybe he did. She-Hulk is showing up as no delivery on Amazon. Do you know if this is just a... Yeah, that's just a placeholder. So they had no idea when these books would be out. So there you go. There's your current list. Now, what's missing, of course... So it's good to see She-Hulk and Astonishing X-Men on this list. And so what's missing, and what I've been told they're still looking into, is Wolverine Omnibus reprint, Daredevil Omnibus reprints, both volumes 1 and 2, Uncanny X-Force Omnibus reprint, and JMS Spider-Man Volume 2. Those are the biggies that people are asking about and wondering where they are right now. So it's a bit of a mess, right? Because when all this started, months before we even had something here in America, like a lockdown, or not lockdown, but a quarantine, in China, the printers were closing, right? So when the printers were closing, that affected the amount of books that Hachette and Penguin Random House would get. And that also affected do you all remember, I know you all remember, the Wolverine and Black Widow and JMS Spider-Man 2 had the flat spine, right? Like the square spine, not the curved one. Because they went through with a printer in Malaysia, I believe. It's because China was closing. So that was problem number 1. Problem number 2, when the books hit here, those printers closed, meaning that small batch that got through, that was it for a while until the printers in China opened up. Well, the printers in China opened up, right? So they were able to print more of the Uncanny X-Force, more Daredevil, more Wolverine, but then Diamond shut down. So it's a mess that all of this happened at the same time, and it had a domino effect on everything. So the books are there, right? I mean, and I think there's gonna be enough product for everybody, right? These things don't normally sell out like this. The direct market covers, yes, absolutely. Direct market covers always sell out, but the just standard covers like that, I've never seen sell out. And they've been selling out like quick. So I know that in stock trade, my wonderful wife is going to join me. By the way, be on this side. So I know like in stock trades was selling 100 copies of Astonishing X-Men and 100 copies of JMS Omnibus Volume 2, and Cheap Graphic Novels had to go outside of Diamond to get those too. So I mean, there's all these little things that each company has done to try to, hey, what's up, baby?
That way I can use the mouse.
To try to, meet the demand of what you all want, what we want as a product, because we want our books. So those are the ones that are missing right now. That I know David said he's going to look into it to see where exactly it is. So this is a really good question right here. But what about Uncanny X-Men Volume 1 due out in May? I know it's been pushed back, but to when? As soon as I'm able to announce what comes out in July and August, and what's missing. So that's one thing. As soon as David gives me the go ahead to say, hey, go ahead and do this, I'm gonna look at it and then ask him questions like, hey, this is still missing. This book is missing. Where's this book gonna be? And I know he's gonna get 100 questions from me like that, but it's important because there were a lot of books that were solicited that have just now kind of laid low. So we will see. Yes, thank you for joining me.
Hi,
baby.
everybody.
This is my wife, the Astonishing Melanie. She's going to join me for this Q&A. This is the Astonishing Melanie, right? I can never keep you, Maddie, and Amanda.
Somebody says Maleficent Melanie.
Oh, yeah, that's my boy, Shonda Sook. I don't think he's in the chat. It's too early for him.
I don't know what questions you've answered so far, though. I'll help out with, picking the questions so he doesn't have to read and talk at the same time.
I can do two at the same time. They asked me who cut my hair, and I said,
"Oh gosh,
it's not that bad, baby.
So much better now.
It looks better now."
Oh.
Ooh, I thought about wearing a hat that first week.
I told you to wear a hat. Golly.
Nah, it's all good.
Everybody, I know I got a coworker, and he's like shaved head. He's like, because somebody else had a shaved head, and
no, it wasn't that bad.
Ooh, let's see. Have you answered this about
Yeah, I like that. Omar, this is from Man40. You stated...
Oh, I like your icon picture thingy.
The 7th Doctor, I think. Omar, you stated that... Sylvester McCoy. That November is a placeholder month for both Marvel and DC. I checked earlier, and wow, there are a ton of books that got pushed until then. Or January. Yeah. So 2021 is a placeholder for DC right now that I've seen. I haven't seen much of Marvel in 2021. So, this is one of the things I stated like weeks back whenever I first started doing this Q&A, was that a lot of these things were going to start having a trickle effect, right? Almost like a butterfly effect. One thing affects the other. So the books that are being re-solicited for the month of August, those books, the original books that were solicited for August now have to get pushed back. So, because it's impossible for them. Well, not impossible, but it would break us, right? If they release 20 Omnis in 1 month. Then you're like, holy crap. For a book that's $100 retail, that's a lot. 100 to 125 to 150. That's a lot for people.
Okay. So, I'm going to try to stop you. I hope I stop you at the right parts. Were you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Let's see. You can read faster. Me. No,
I was showing you how to hide comments, so you don't have to keep it up.
Okay. Well, while you were answering the question for people to know what your answer.
How are you going to argue with me in the middle of
if you ask me to do the questions, this is how I'm doing it. I'll answer a question. Have I read everything in Omar's collection? No way. No.
Has Omar read everything in Omar's collection?
Everything in his collection.
Don't throw me under the bus. They know. I haven't.
You get it and you look at the art. You flip through it.
I
read. Of course I like comics, but I also read just traditional books. I just finished Flowers for Algernon. I really liked it.
She likes books without
I go
pictures.
back and forth. Manga. I finally read all. Well, I mean, I had read it before, but I read all of Berserk straight through. I guess it took a month and a half. And I'm so sad I finished it this morning during breakfast, the last volume 40.
Oh,
I thought while I'm at home, I'll just read them all.
It's a rough spot to be when you finish that, knowing you're gonna have to wait years for the next volume.
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to read a lot of manga. Not so much now.
Yeah, we have kids now, and
crafts. I do crafts, play video games, and
she's playing Final Fantasy VII.
I like it way better than the first game.
Do you keep your books in the basement? If so, are you worried about humidity? We haven't had an issue with humidity, and if I was worried about humidity, I would have bought, what are they called? Anti-humidifier? What's the opposite of the humidifier?
Yeah, right.
Dehumidifier.
Yeah.
Anti-humidifier. What the hell's wrong with me?
Let's see. I think somebody said you could rock a shaved head. I think you could.
No way, man. I got too many dents in this novel. Too many accidents. Hopefully Berserk won't be delayed. No, Berserk ain't delayed. It's just Miura takes his time, man.
Okay.
Have you heard anything from Dynamite or Dark Horse? I'm waiting for the James. Me too. So I'm waiting for that James Bond Omnibus.
Oh, I didn't know that was a comic. That's cool.
Yeah, they made
I guess everything's a comic.
That's Dynamite right now. It was Warren Ellis and Aliens vs. Predator hardcover specifically. Nothing yet. I reached out to Dark Horse last week to see when things are going to start, but I haven't heard back. So I don't know. Hopefully soon I'll hear something.
Somebody had a question about Carl Barks up here, and I was going to say you could suggest your video, or perhaps that person already watched the video. Here we go.
I want to collect Carl Barks' library, but I don't necessarily need everything. Do you think if I get 4 or 5 of the slipcases available on IST, that'll give me a good selection of stories? Yeah, get Christmas on Bear Mountain. It's one of my favorites. The Old Man Castle. Yeah, you'd be good with those. You get an idea. But when you get to the Don Rosa stuff's when you actually want to get all of them. Do you have to deal with silverfish eating your books? They are terrible. No, thank God. So we have a finished basement. That's a blessing.
And really, it's only half underground, right?
Yeah,
it's like that weird split level house thing.
The good stuff is back here.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything like that. Spiders, but nothing bad. Why is All-Star Batman and Robin? Hate it. I thought it was great. It was dark and out of continuity, and Jim Lee's art is phenomenal. So, first of all...
For me, I think it's the character. You're right. The art is amazing.
Yeah, Jim Lee was awesome.
Amazing. I just didn't really like the story. That's me.
I think... So, first of all, I want to say, you like it, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. Doesn't matter if everybody hates it. As long as you love it. Dude, I'm reading The Crossing right now. Because I'm doing a video tomorrow because you all have asked me to do a video on Avengers The Crossing. But I think in the comic book community, it's really regarded as one of the low points for Frank Miller because people were used to Frank Miller, Dark Knight Returns, Year One, Daredevil, Born Again. So when you had Frank Miller come back and then do DK2, and then do All-Star Batman. I mean, that line, I think everybody quotes that line.
Oh, yeah. Well, because to me, it's ridiculous and over the top.
But he's talking
That's why it's quotable.
So the line is where he's in the Batmobile with Robin, and Robin's like, I can't remember what he even... I've only read it once. Where he's like, what are you... Like, who are you? And he's like, are you retarded? I'm the goddamn Batman. I was like, what? Batman's talking to like a 13-year-old like this.
Well, you said it was out of continuity, so
yeah, and if you can, if you can deal with that, if it's out of continuity, people hated Batman Damned. I didn't think it was that bad. Did Silver Surfer Omnibus 1 get delayed? Yes. So Silver Surfer Omnibus is now coming out in June.
And I'm so sorry if I don't get your question. Please ask it again. There are a lot of questions. Wowie. No wonder you need some help.
Wowie.
Let's see. There you go.
What kind of bookshelves would you recommend for oversized books like TMNT, IDW collections are too big for my current bookcase? I get the Billies.
IKEA!
Yeah. If you are able to get IKEA, whether it's close to you, if it's close to you, that's awesome. Delivery is kind of expensive, so you may want to order more than 3 to make it worth it. But the Billies are perfect for books like that. And the Kalax is what I put my Omnis in because they're sturdier, they're stronger. So that's why. Ooh, that's a good question.
Sorry.
No. Wait. You mentioned in the past.
Okay, I'll get it.
Marvel plans to keep Volume 1 of Epics and Evergreen. Will Star Wars New Republic get reprinted? It's been out of print forever. Yes, but if you've noticed, like they literally reprint two maybe every couple of months. So I mean, it's a slow process of getting them reprinted. Maybe like, so what happens is like David has to bring it to somebody like, hey, we want to reprint these books. And these books don't make a lot of money for them, believe it or not, right? Because they take as much money to make as a Marvel Masterworks. And if you all know, Marvel Masterworks are $75 to $100. But these books are $40. And if it costs that much and the overhead isn't as much as a Masterworks, then it's hard to argue for a reprint. But they will. He said that he at least wants to keep all of the Volume 1s in print.
Is that the one?
No, this one here. I got it. Young X-Men or New Mutants? New Mutants. All the way. All the way.
Oh, well, that was easy enough. Okay.
Nobody asked me that question. I love New Mutants. I live in Sweden, so IKEA's close, so no matter where I go. There you go, man.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
very good. Like, our IKEA is about an hour and a half away. Do you think the current situation will convince any publishers, Image and IDW, to reprint so much wanted books that are out of print? I mean, it is difficult to talk to these publishers. Like I mentioned before, like David is a blessing at Marvel. Like me actually talking to him, who's the vice president, like is a big blessing because he makes the call. Whereas me, for years trying to get a hold of somebody at DC, now talk to DC, and everybody pointing fingers as to who gets to make that decision, is almost like it's like all they. I think I've brought this up before. Like it's. I think they just think I want free books, like to review, which is fine. But I also would love to have like, that's
a shame. They didn't even give you a chance. It's not. How are you taking advantage? Like I understand. I'm sure somebody does out in the world, but at least for publicity's sake, give them a chance, and then be like, you're taking advantage. I don't know.
Well, so I think the issue is that it's a different company, right? So they're run different.
Well, yeah.
I can't even find the person who makes those decisions at DC to say, because forever you all know I want a Man of Steel omnibus. And my whole goal of getting a hold of somebody at DC was, I'm going to make this happen for me, for the community, for everybody that has been wanting this damn book, this and Starman. That is my goal. And to this date, I've been talking to them since November. I've yet to find somebody that says, I'm the guy, I'm the David of DC. I make the decisions.
No, not
everybody's just pointing fingers. Oh, it's that guy. That's the guy you want to talk. No, that lady over there. And then I talk to them, and they're like, nope, not me. So next question. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Omar, do you think we actually have a chance to have a FF return Omni? Hell yeah, we do. Because we've had a Avengers return Omni. We've had an Iron Man return Omni. And we've had a Thor return. So the last one missing, Fantastic Four. Claremont's got Lobdell? Hell yes. Let's make that happen. I think they'll sell the complete collections first.
People have your back in the chat about, like, you're a great person. You wouldn't take advantage.
No, I mean, free books are great, but I like to have,
Show them your bookshelves. You're like, where am I going to put them? I mean, guys, they're all over the floor.
They don't need to know that. With Image, they set reprints up to the creator since they paid for the cost of the printing. So Lloyd is absolutely right. So when I did a video of Spawn, I said, let's reach out to Todd McFarlane and make this happen. Because when I talked to Nick Spencer and there was another creator I interviewed last year, they told, when I interviewed Eric Larson on Omnibros, they told me that it's pretty much up to the creator. It's not up to Image. So Nick Spencer says he wants to continue Morning Glories and oversized hardcover. It's up to him, not Image, to do it. So the same thing would happen with Todd McFarlane. Would have to be like, okay, let's reprint or make it an omnibus. I remember having Eric Larson on, and I was like, if you make an omnibus of Savage Dragon, people will buy it. And I was like, oh man, I'm yelling at Eric Larson. Maybe he's not going to.
Oh shoot! Like I said, I'm sorry if I don't get your question. You know, ask it again. And I feel like I read one twice, and now I can't find it.
That's okay.
Well, okay. Here's because about David.
Omar, we need you to convince David that Kate's Comics Omni needs to include his Guardians of the Galaxy. A lot of people are not happy with it missing and might skip buying it because of that. So I'm with you. I was shocked too. But and I did talk, and actually he texted me going, man, people are really, because he watched the live chat. He's like, people are really upset about that omnibus, huh? He's like, I'm sorry. Like, he feels bad, but then he can't tell me what the plan is, right? He can't tell me that there's going to be a volume 2 because
you don't work for it.
Right, I don't work for Marvel. And he can't be like, but we have plans. Donnie wants to take Thor to space and Venom to space, and all of that will be in volume 2. Like, if he told me that I would be flipping out. Because how the hell can I keep that secret? But
you're going to hit me in the face with your hands.
I get really animated. I'm waiting for Injustice Year 3 Deluxe Edition, but it has no date on Amazon anymore. Does that mean... No, it doesn't mean it's canceled. What you don't want to see on Amazon is the year 2098, I think is what it is. That's like a code for canceled. So you don't want to see that on any of the books you're looking for. Believe me, I've gone through heartbreaks. Omar, do you think we will get a new Supergirl ongoing comic series again, and will DC get Sterling Gates to write to write her again? He understands Kara better than anyone writing the character. I hope we do, but selfishly because I want DC to just finish out the Peter David Supergirl trade paperbacks. What is your favorite Ultimate Spider-Man omnibus? I guess yours would be the original Peter Parker, right? The very first.
Yeah.
story.
Oh man, it's been years though. I got bad memory. I was just thinking I need to read that again. I need to reread Why the Last Man.
Well, we have the show called Old Reader, New Reader. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Wait. See, a bad memory. I was just in the bathroom thinking I need to reread something. I don't know what it was.
Battle Angel Alita.
I do. Well, that's not reread. Okay.
For me, I think it was the Miles. I really liked that run. That was so good. And, I like the original Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter Parker, but I think the Miles one's the one that got me. I don't know why.
Okay, I never read the Miles, so yeah. I remember really liking it, so it must have been Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Because I've had a crush on him since middle school.
Why isn't Spawn Savage Dragon Image Originals just evergreen in some format? Those Savage Dragon archives are lame. I agree with you. They are.
I think this question was asked multiple times. Yes. I remember the word evergreen.
Because it's up to the creators. I think Todd, I don't know if it's self-esteem. I don't know what it is. He may come across like cocky to some people, but deep down inside, I think he's really hurt about that whole Angela thing. And when I did the overview of the book, I didn't bring this up, but that...
Wait, are you talking about character or creator?
Yeah. So Neil Gaiman created this character of Angela. I'll talk a little bit
about it.
Oh,
wait. I heard you talking about that.
Yeah.
Drama.
Well, right. It was long and overdrawn. And the whole thing with Miracle Man. I
need to read more Miracle Man. I really liked...
Mr. Miracle. You and Amanda get the two characters confused. Good God.
Oh, heaven forbid. It's got the word miracle in the name. All right.
So I think a lot of it has to do with Todd's like self-esteem. Like, I don't think people want to read this anymore. Like, but then $3 million worth of like, was it Kickstarter for the Spawn figure? Come on, Todd. People want to read your stuff.
Freddie Alonso, I am going to read Spinning because I saw it on the our table. And just the cover, I'm like, oh, I really like that. It reminds me of Blankets.
Blankets.
I like independent comics like that. Okay,
Snooty.
Let's see. Another. How is that snooty? That's actually good, right? I don't like. Never mind.
Does Marvel have a revised release schedule?
Hey, Matthew, if you drew that, that's really good.
He's the guy that drew me Hot Sexy Wolverine.
Oh!
Yeah,
nice.
The one I got for my birthday.
Yep. Wait, can you see it? Ooh, Hot Sexy Wolverine. You need to go down a little bit more. Okay, wait, I can't do it. There you go. Okay.
Let's see.
Wait, did you answer his question?
I did. I do have a revised collected editions list for August, and I'm trying to get one for July, so I think I have to wait till next week to do it. There was a really good question over here. Damn it. Sorry. So here's a good one from Hunter. Omar, Moon Knight, where do I start? He looks cool as hell. Hope both of you are good. By the way that you phrase that, he looks cool as hell, I know you will dig the shit out of Charlie Houston's run. He teamed up with David Finch to bring back Moon Knight. I think it was 2004, 2005. That run, even though it's not the same as the original, because the original one to me is solid. The original one that's getting an omnibus later this year. But the Houston run is fun. Yeah, that one. It's got some solid artwork too. What are some DC absolutes you recommend for a budding collection? Sandman, Preacher. Those are beautiful. Transmetropolitan, if you can find it, but they are.
Don't you have Preacher right up there by the door?
They are reprinting. They are reprinting because I'm doing a video. They are reprinting Transmetropolitan Volume 1, so it gives me hope that they'll do a Volume 3.
Did you tell me you're doing a video to explain why it's not in its place? Yes. I was just saying that's odd.
What's the other one?
That's not it.
See, for me, artwork that I enjoy is why I get absolute formats. So even though I don't enjoy the story of Wildcats by Brandon Choi, I do love Jim Lee's artwork in oversized formats. So I have the absolute Wildcats. But I also have Absolute Crisis on Infinite Earths, because George Perez's artwork deserves that, as well as the JLA and Avengers Absolute. So they're beautiful, and I wish they would reprint that. Hey Omar, saludos! How about Marvel Epic reprints, non-volume 1, like Avengers Final Threat? So David, I do a video every quarter of out-of-print Omnis, out-of-print Epics, out-of-print DC Omnis and Absolutes, and I share that with Marvel and DC. And David has done an amazing job of. That's why we have what we call the 2020, the year of the reprint, because he's like, which ones do you think? And then we took a poll on our Facebook group, and that's at Nearman Con, of what should be reprinted.
That's really cool.
And it's really cool that they work with us.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you haven't joined, it's a really cool way. If you don't have to have Facebook, it's just really cool that Marvel gave us that, and then we got to choose the Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 4 cover, the direct market cover. That's a big deal. That's really cool. That was it. I'm done. I can walk away from near mint condition now. I've done my job. Omar, can you explain why the Masterworks are so expensive? Are they restoring artwork when they choose? Yes, that's exactly why. You recolor, retouching, and some people have issues with the recolor because they don't like the original artwork touched. So what they do is they have the original art and then they colorize it as much as they can close to the original. Right? It's not like the EC archives where it's modern colors, but it's splicing the colors, touching up and fixing things that should have been fixed originally. But that's it.
Joe Tidline, he did get the advanced copy of Absolute Day Tripper. Ha! Answer your question for you. I see it over there.
I did a video on it about a month ago. What's your take on the recoloring of Absolute Swamp Thing? You can't see, but I kept my original Saga of Swamp Things hardcovers because I love those because they were, my childhood. I get it. There was a big uproar about it online, and I don't remember people being this upset over Sandman when it got recolored. Sandman, the first 17 issues, I think, were recolored for the Absolute, and then that went on into the Omnibus and every reprint since then. I think, honestly, at parts, it helps, right? Like, he himself looks more like a swamp creature with the new colors. But then there's parts of me that remembers it from my childhood going, oh, that shouldn't be there. This should be yellow in the back and not this weird mixture of different colors.
I'm going to answer this one.
Okay.
When would you, Omar, stop collecting comics? When you run out of space or when you run out of money?
You said my name like my mom says my name. That's never a good sign.
What? No, I'm going to answer never because I wouldn't let you stop. I mean, I know you said, heaven forbid, if something were having this huge collection, right? You would stop. You wouldn't start collecting again. I wouldn't let you... how about go to single issues? Like, you still have to read comics. Just if there were a catastrophe, we could still get some single issues.
I married the right one. That's a good answer, baby. Thank you.
I mean, that's just part of who you are. So,
when I lose my sight as an old man, I hope.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'll read it to you, honey, and I'll explain the pictures. There's this guy.
Hell no, you've
and
explained comics to me before. I don't need that shit in my life.
He's got some weird thing on him. That's what he looks like, me. And
With all the books you've read, do you ever feel like writing one? I do. I have wanted to read. I have wanted to write comic books since I was a kid. I mean, what kid didn't, right? Like growing up reading comic books or being a part of comic books. Did you not ever once think, I have an idea for a good Avengers story or an X-Men story? So I used to doodle a lot. I used to draw a lot, and now my kids benefit from that because I tell them stories and I draw for them.
Yes, there was an art assignment, right, for working at home from school, and I took pictures and sent it to the art teacher of the story, the RPG that they make up as they walk. And I like to listen to it. I'm not very good at adding to it. And they all drew their versions, my daughters and him, of the characters.
Oh, I didn't know you sent that to the teacher?
Well, yeah, it was the art assignment.
I thought we were just doing it for fun.
She needed some credit.
I would have worked on it longer.
Oh,
anyway,
brother.
So, yes, my kids now benefit from that.
You did a book for our girls, too.
That's right.
Okay. What? Oh, that's not what I...
Okay. Okay. Out in the garden most of today with the end of the Busick Avengers run and second showcase volume of the Challengers. You said your DC starts from Crisis. I'm on Silver Age kick at the moment. That's awesome, man. I've tried many times to... I had, like, the first few omnis of Golden Age, Soup, and Batman. Silver Age, Green Lantern. It's just, I don't know. It just never really clicked with me. I don't know why. I think maybe, some Bronze Age stuff, yes, like the Justice League Detroit or Doom Patrol, which I need to pick up, actually. Damn, I need to pick up both of those omnis. See, those are still in stock, too, hopefully.
Okay, I'm going to show this because I want to encourage you. What genre have you thought about writing? You tapped me on the leg. I don't know what that meant. He wrote a movie script.
I did. I wrote
and it's amazing. And I'm going to cry. I'm so proud of him. So anyway, I'm going to say it because these are your friends and they can encourage you. I don't want you to be doubting about it.
I'm a big fan of...
It's not a comic script. It's dialogue based.
Yeah.
Yeah, character based.
Go figure, right? Me that likes to talk is a big fan of dialogue. But I like independent movies a lot. Like, so that's kind of what I like writing. I have a friend of mine who used to work for Hallmark. He writes movies for Hallmark, and he's done like this. It's funny because he's not Amish, but he's done like Amish love stories and then like Christmas movies for Hallmark. So I need to show him the script actually because he's also the director.
I'll make you send it today.
Hey Omar, my bookshelves are a bit curved in the middle. It happens, man. Thus, putting hardcovers such as Marvel Omnis on there damage the binding cover of the books because it's not standing completely upright. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it logically, if it's slanted right, then the pages are going to start coming down. What I've seen people do, I don't do it myself because it seems like a lot of work, but I've seen people put like pieces of styrofoam under the pages, so when you're laying your omnibus on it, like the styrofoam keeps the pages up, so it keeps that keeps it attached to the ribbon, doesn't keep it from just going down. So that's one thing. That's one trick you can do.
Okay, so I got a couple comments in that question. Matthew doing the storyboard. Mm-hmm.
That's right, man. My boy Matt.
Freddie Alonso said, works in sound for independent movies. I could read a script. You have no idea how many mistakes I see. There you go.
All right, Freddie.
But it's still wonderful. Everybody needs some editing. I went ahead and did a little bit of editing
already.
It's just when you're typing out your thoughts, you're going to write the same word twice or something like that. It's not that big a deal. Okay. Now I saw... I want to answer this one. Which store costume is your favorite? The one that goes like this, and it's got that hole, and it goes like that.
That's the original.
That's my favorite. Oh, I really like it when she has a mohawk, though.
Yeah, that's a badass 80s
What's your favorite?
The one where her clothes are ripped and Sauron is carrying her. And she's got that fine-ass curve to her body. That I love that outfit. Or Extreme X-Men. Actually, the Extreme X-Men one is solid, too, by Salvador La Roca.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Omar, can you elaborate on the state of Shang-Chi Omnibus? Okay. That one's easy. So that book, that series, all those Omnis, Master Kung Fu and Shang-Chi are just a one-time deal. Once they're gone, out of print, Marvel is not reprinting them. And that is because they had to pay so much for the license of like Fu Manchu, right? So because of that, they're not going to reprint them. Even the Epic collections that are coming out in the What Ifs will not have those stories in them. So I sold mine 2-3 years ago because I heard they were going to do Epics and I wanted to go ahead and just get them the Epic route. So
He'll do the cover art.
all
Or
right,
she.
look at all these
Oops.
Infinity Nexus reviews. I know you're an EC Comics fan. Have you read any of the sci-fi EC stories? I do. I have a couple of those. And seriously, EC Comics, I don't think I try to stress it on the channel. The best comic books out there. Like the best comic books. I love seeing EC Comics on people's shelves. Like it makes me so proud that those books that were originally printed in 1950 on people's shelves and people loving them and wanting more. Love seeing that. Like I didn't see it very often a few years ago, but more and more I see it now when people take pictures of the shelves, and I love it. Oh, man. Hey, Omar, what about Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith, Volume 2? When is it going to be available? That one's also been pushed back. I don't have a date for that yet, but as soon as I get one, I will let everybody know for sure. So keep an eye on the channel because I'll be doing a advanced look at the solicitations for August.
Just a second.
I'll do the PR stuff. Look, we're all coming together. What if my movie script sucks? They're like,
it does not.
Do you think that Marvel will reprint Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1 or complete the rest of the run in form of the Omni format? I think it all depends on sales. And we can make it happen, right? That's the thing. I love saying that. We can make it happen. If we get it reprinted, Volume 1, because they did Ultimates, then hell yes, I will push for a Volume 2 if it sells. See, that's the thing that sucks. It's like Wolverine Omnibus. That was the one that I'm pushing for. I'm like, David, we can get a Volume 2. You know people will buy it. But that was my argument before all the pandemic, and now everything started, so he has no idea what the sales of those books are because they're still out there in a warehouse somewhere.
I think I've seen this one repeated.
Sure.
So like I said, I'm sorry if I'm not getting your question. Or actually it was a comment.
The Green Arrow. Yes, I saw. That's what I wanted to highlight on. Green Arrow is supposed to come out in August. Now it's 1,600 pages. Did they change it? Good Lord, that's a big ass book. Well, I guess I worry a little more when it's a DC big ass book than I do because Marvel's coming out with War of the Realms, right? And War of the Realms is what 1,550 pages, the biggest Marvel omnibus. So.
Okay, so Mr.
Awesome. Becky Lynch. I have a degree in graphic design. All right, that's awesome.
There we go. Coming together.
We'll get David to publish.
Amazon Digital. It's not a novel, but I don't know if that's an option with your script. There was one more. Kickstarter.
I've seen a couple big name comic writers and artists using Kickstarter lately. Have you thought of funding anything? Have I bought or funded anything? Yes. The entire Osamu Tezuka line, which was heartbreaking because we only got one book out of the 13 that we were supposed to get, and I still don't have it. I've kickstarted Scurry Volume 3. There were a couple of other graphic novels I've kickstarted over the years. What's the last one? There's the little Spanish. The little Spanish. It's from Spain. But it's the little dwarves. Brigadier.
Smurfs!
Damn, Smurfs aren't Spanish?
You took the dangling apple.
Yeah.
He does it to me all the time.
What the hell? I can't remember what it's called, but I kickstarted the 3rd book of that.
Let's see. This one has been repeated about... Yeah.
Do you remember the time Savage Dragon had legit not safe for work variant covers issue 225? I do. I also remember.
What was it?
Well, there were 2 variant covers. Like it was nudity and sexual content. I remember the time that he had Savage Dragon has a lot of controversial stuff, and I don't see lots of people talk about it. One of them, of course, is the "Don't F with God." It's the fight between the devil and God, and literally God in the variant drops the F bomb. In the edited version, it's blurred out. And then the other ones is like there were moms that were complaining about the sexual content of Savage Dragon.
Then don't buy it.
So he just, yeah, you
then
tell
don't buy it.
You tell moms that. Wait, you're a mom. Go tell your friends that. So
Just don't buy it.
what he started doing was doing not just variant covers, but the internal artwork was different. So like one page had sexual content in the unedited version, and then the other.
That's ridiculous.
But honestly, it was a good marketing ploy, probably. Yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Awesome. Smurfs are Belgium. She knows. Or the Lock and Key.
Oh, I thought they were French.
No.
Oh.
Lock and Key hardcover smaller than the Masters editions. Yes, they are. But the dimensions of the Omnibus, I think, might be bigger. So they look as tall as the Masters edition. But yes, the other ones are standard edition.
I'm a writer in the video game industry and I dabble with some comic books. I'm up for talking writing if you want.
Look, man, look at all you people. I didn't know that's what you all did.
Yeah, that's so cool. This is it. This could be the theme of this episode. Like, just talk about our own creations, right?
Are you changing my episode? This is a Q&A, woman.
It just naturally happened.
All I know, Smurfs are blue. Does that count? Yeah.
Somebody asked Smurfs or Snork Smurfs. Way better stories. Let me tell you. Me and my sister, we were kids watching it. We teared up at one episode. Oh, there's one episode where Papa Smurf went off on them at the end, and then it was the end, and it was like da 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 da. We're like, what happened?
If you go back to our raunchier episodes of Near Mint Condition, there's a lot of things I said about Smurfette. So I'll let you all check that out. Don't forget that. Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Nelson. I always forget to say that.
Button,
don't forget to hit that like button.
Bell.
Look, I got her all trained.
I kind of feel like if you say it too many times, I mean, everybody says it, you'll ignore it. I don't know. Not that I'm trying to sabotage you.
You're a saboteur of my work. All right.
My opinion. Wait, what am I hitting?
I'll do the buying. My man Ricardo, this one up here.
Okay.
Omar, do we know have Power Pack sold? Are we looking for volumes 2 and 3? I haven't kept up with the sales charts of these books in the last 2 months. I used to do that because, curiosity.
Could you see that? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is that it's also hard to see exactly because Marvel, DC, nobody ever shares exact sales, right? Well, we have to base it on our sales that Diamond pushes out, but that doesn't include Amazon, that doesn't include Barnes and Noble, it doesn't include Target. Apparently, I forgot people get books at Target, Walmart. I got an Omnibus. No, I got Power Rangers.
Do they have comics at Target?
Yeah, Omnibus. I got the Power Rangers year 2 at Walmart because everybody else was sold out at the time.
Okay, somebody mentioned dusting. Can you see the dust? on your... I don't think you really can see it.
No, we talk about it on the show.
I think once.
You and
in all these years. Oh, I only helped a little bit. I'm like, this is impossiple.
Tina was
It is impossible. I don't know how she did. She's more patient than me. I'm like, you can't just go.
Here, let me see. I don't want
to. I don't dust.
Break the can. Like, it's a pretty big room. Like, it goes way back there.
And whoa, make you dizzy. And then that, and then let's show the boy. Anyway, so Mr. Awesome Rose series of adventure comics, about 33 for my own amusement. Had a female treasure hunter. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, just for fun, right?
Yeah.
Years ago, I got a couple bulletin boards to write notes on a book idea that I had, and I started writing it and like had the strings like it's a conspiracy theory, like connecting all the ideas and stuff. It's still hanging on my wall. Maybe one day I'll do it.
From Warhol treatment. I love your Andy Warhol picture. Hey, Omar, do you believe that the John's JL Omnibus instead of the OHC is a possibility. What about a Byrne Superman? Well, that's the discussion, right? It's like Byrne has now been downgraded to a standard size hardcover instead of an omnibus, because good bless. But John's, I'm surprised we don't have a Justice League John's omnibus. We have Darkseid, and we have the OHC of Volume 1, but that's it. Everything else is standard size hardcover. Or an absolute, sorry. There's an absolute. Omar, is there any hope for an Extreme X-Men omnibus or thick trades? You damn right there's a hope. I'm hoping to push that into David's ears too, the Extreme X-Men, because I'd be all over that. That would be a one-time omnibus too, or a one omnibus all in one. Even if you include the Savage Land issues. Amazon says Superman Batman Omni is supposed to come out June 2nd. Is that still happening? I had a list from DC. No, I checked with my contact at DC, and she said that one was still up in the air. So that might actually happen. Just like that one might have been already at the warehouse, kind of like Nancy Collins' Swamp Thing or Absolute Day Tripper. So that one might still happen.
Day Tripper.
Currently, what's the biggest book you have in page number? Biggest book I was going to say is the Little Nemo book. It's freaking humongous. But as far as page number...
Oh, so physical size.
Yeah.
Little Nemo.
Page number, I'm assuming it's going to be either Blackest Night or Final Crisis. One of those two. Those are the two biggest Omnis. Or Fourth World. Could they make an X-Force Omni using X-Force content that happens before Uncanny X-Force? God, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about the Colin Yost stuff? That's one of my most wanted Omnis. I did a video last year of my top 20 was top 20 because there were that many most wanted X-Men Omnis, and that's on there for sure. And you know what I would do? How I would sell those? Just make a Messiah Complex and a Second Coming Omni. Have X Necrotia, have the issues of X-Force and Cable all in there. There you have your two Omnis. Speaking of dusting, is it safe to use keyboard air duster on this books? I've always used it. So I've never had an issue with that. That's what I do use on all my books that are on the top shelf. You know, that's why I have those air cans.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I believe you.
I would like to start DC. What omnibus do you recommend? Jose, do you like Marvel? An easier way for me to tell you would be like, what titles do you like from Marvel? But DC... Honestly, man, I love Green Lantern. Start with Green Lantern by Jeff Johns. That's a classic freaking run. Flash with Jeff Johns is good too. Don't get me wrong. It's phenomenal. And so is JSA. But they take a little bit to get into. Right off the bat.
I really like Flash.
You did?
Yeah.
The Jeff Johns Flash?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I don't think it was that difficult or a slow start.
Yeah. So honestly, I recommend, Jeff Johns is just easy to get into.
Because the villains are really cool.
Yeah, the rogues.
Yeah,
I'm glad you like that.
I remember something.
That run was solid.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say maybe Batman by Snyder, that omnibus. If you're just getting them in omnibus format. Omar, what's the story of JLI Omnibus Volume 2? The lead and the creator went to jail. I will let you all Google what happened to one of the creators. Oh. It's bad.
Good pick back.
So no, that's okay. I brought it up before. So what they've done with this particular creator, it's I'm not going to tell you what he did. It's Gerard Jones. He wrote Green Lantern. That's why we're not going to get a Green Lantern trade paperbacks. But he also wrote, they took his name out of the Flash by Mark Waid. So he's not credited in that. I don't know what they'll do in JLI. Maybe leave his name out. But that one's still coming. And that one, when I did my top 20 most wanted DC Omnis, I said there's no way they're going to do this because of that particular reason. And they are going to. It's good. And the way, and before he did horrible things. I'm not downplaying what he did. But there were also other people that worked on those books. And I feel like
that's a good point.
Punishing them is the wrong way to, just don't, fuck him. Fuck that guy. He did horrible things. Don't punish the other people that worked on the book. Because they still get money. Don't pay him anything. If anything, take the money that you were going to give him and give it to a foundation or give it to somebody that has been affected by that. But by all means, do not, cancel a book because one creator did something. Like, it affects the inkers, the pencilers, the other writers, the colorists. It's a group thing. It's not just one guy.
But then from a business standpoint, they are doing it to protect their image too.
Absolutely.
And so they sacrifice what the other people that worked on it.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's just my opinion.
Jesse said this a few times.
Like, is that why Thor Simonson's Epics won't happen for a while since it's already been reprinted in trades and omnibus? No. So one of the things I've learned from David, and he's been so cool and open about this stuff, is that because a box set comes out does not affect, the fact that we're going to get X-Men reprints. Remember that X-Men box set came out at the beginning of the year in March, and we're still going to get reprints of X-Men. So he says one format does not affect the other. So we are still going to get those epics of the Thor. Now, whether they're recolored or not, dang, I don't know that answer. Because that is a good question. Like, if they're going to have the original colors or they're going to have the omnibus colors.
I was going to say something. Oh, well. There's another question.
Sorry, I go on way too long.
No.
What do you think of the next X-Men OHC Omnibus announcement will be aside from Volume 5? I'm going to guess Matt Fraction's Omnibus. I'm going to say Road to Onslaught. Because if they do Road to Onslaught, that closes that gap between Age of Apocalypse and Onslaught Omnibus. That's my guess, but you probably would get that. You would probably get that too, because I mean, X-Men sells. If you look at the amount of X-Men OHCs and Omnis, the most I have on my shelf, not just because I'm an X-Men guy, is X-Men.
I remember now. Since I'm a teacher, I'm going to say again, I apologize if I don't get your question. Please just repeat it, and hopefully it'll click. Hey, I just saw that. It's a McNoodle thing. You asked this a couple times.
Hey, Omar.
Or maybe, yeah.
What's up, McNoodles? What is your least favorite book in your collection? So, this is a hard question for me to answer because I get, like I said, Wildcats because of the artwork, but I wouldn't consider that my least favorite book. I love Civil War's art, but I don't like the story. Well, but, man, my least... Chuck Austin's X-Men. Daniel Way's Wolverine Origins. I have them. Yeah, I've got all these. All the fat trades. I'm a completist. Wolverine's my favorite character. But I was not a fan of these stories. Now, if you're a fan of these stories, awesome. I'm not shitting on what you love. But me, personally, I just did not like these. I did not like his take on Wolverine.
When you turn around, you just knew exactly where it was. It reminds me of like a librarian in some kind of like fantasy story.
If a book is missing from my...
There you go.
From my bookshelves, like, I feel a disturbance in the force. Like, I'm like, something's wrong. Do you think a crossover that basically involves a lot of characters like Gifted and Infinite Crisis are better than Marvel-centric crossovers like Dark Phoenix and Dark Knights?
I have a thought before you answer.
Yeah, go ahead, baby.
I have a thought. So with where I work at a residential school for people with special needs, some of the residents, like, they can't go home during this quarantine. So we've been taking turns working on campus to limit exposure. Anywho, so I brought in Justice League for a student to watch because I know he really liked Batman. The animated seasons 1 and 2. And I'm like, they're okay. So the point of the story, sorry, start at the beginning, is then I was like, well, there's only 2 seasons. Brought in Justice League Unlimited. And I think it's really fun to see all the random characters in the background. That I feel like it's refreshing after watching Justice League animated season 1 and 2. That I felt like it's very formulaic because you got to have so and so, hot girl in this episode, but then give somebody else a chance, and it feels more natural in the Justice League Unlimited. So anyway, it just reminded me of that. I just watched it. That I was like, oh, it's cool. It's so and so's there. Yeah. And I'm proud that I think I remember the names. Like, is the red guy Tornado?
Red Tornado?
Red Tornado. Okay, I got it. Red guy Tornado. And, that he just showed up. And so anyway, I think they're both fun.
I agree. I think they're both fun as well. I think sometimes you need the company-wide event to sell lesser-known titles. So I get that.
Oh.
I remember Peter David talking about how much he hated and loved crossover events because of
Oh, there must be a lot of work.
Well, yeah, you have to tie it into a story. Especially if it's a crossover, like, oh, we got to tie it into X-Men. Okay, the characters are now in the future. Okay, well, I got to make Lila Miller grow up then, because that's how she's going to be affected by this. Hey, Omar Reyes. What's up, hermano? What is each of your takes on some mature reader stuff like SFSX and Faithless? As long as the story's good, I don't care. I have the Manara library. Oh, I love that stuff. And the erotic library. The Pro is one of my favorite books. I mean, she's a prostitute and she's a superhero. So I don't have a problem with mature content as long as it reads well. I mean, Berserk is mature, and it's one of my favorite books ever. And you don't really.
What?
I guess because I mean, what? And this is a really good question.
I don't care.
Well, I was gonna say because sometimes people look at this stuff and they just consider it smut, right? They're like, oh, I don't want to read crap like that. But then you're missing out on.
The only thing I care about is that stupid figure.
Shut up! Don't say anything.
Why?
Because nobody needs to know about that thing.
Oh, goodness. I really don't care. This figure he has is ridiculous. That's why I don't like it. It's stupid looking. Because she's got, a tiny head. And she's got boobs that are like 5, just one is 5 times the size of her head. I'm like, that's just dumb looking.
It was Mammary Month. She's limited edition.
Thanks for the memories. Is it seriously?
No.
And I remember, like, didn't we have some kind of kids come down here? And I was like, you gotta hide that.
That is the one figure
I do. It was like a church function.
And it was a church function.
I forgot all that. That was you. I was like, you gotta hide that girl. I don't care about the.
Well, I remember anybody that looks at it, Tina's like, she has some bad back issues.
Yeah, it's just, I really don't
she
care.
has a giant sword about. She's part of the Queen's Blade figures, is what she's talking about.
It's just from never mind. Come on, go get the figure. Here,
no, you ain't. Please don't get her.
Why?
She's so dusty.
We've already talked about Dusty.
Hey, that's a good idea, Bruce. Get Jim and File on here. That'd be good. I like that idea. No, we ain't going anywhere now. Yeah, those early Captain Britain hardbacks would be merged. Would be good to merge them into Volume 1 of the Omni. I can't believe she's getting that damn figure. What the hell's wrong with my wife? I have the Omnibus of Captain Britain, but I don't have the hardbacks. But those hardbacks aren't really impossible to find. Omar, did you mention last time that you were going to update your Spider-Man reading order? If so, when? Yes. That will come out. Well, I'll put the poll up sometime this fall. And then X-Men is the one at the end of the year. I'll put that poll up. With this.
Okay. There you go. There's a set of glasses. Did they go on her?
Yeah. See, that's why I told you not to get her.
Oh, yeah, right. All right, here we go.
All right, she's forgetting. Like,
okay,
you're forgetting her sword.
Okay, you want me to break it? I can't. Here's a sword. That's a really cool sword. But just like
that's just the angle you're showing her. Like she is ridiculous.
Thank you. That's all I want to hear.
But if I had to get her, she's part of the Queen's Blade figures.
I just don't find it attractive.
Well, I didn't say that's my type of woman. I just, she's part of the collection. I have the damn Wolverine omnibus. Or, I mean, the Wolverine Daniel Way stuff. All right, now we're demonetized. Thanks. He looks huge from every angle. It's the angle. It's not really big. Yeah, come on. Anybody that stands like that would look like that.
She does have an arch back.
What are your thoughts on the recent Marvel DC crossover talk from YouTubers and even some creators? I think it would be wonderful. I think
Oh, good. That question's asked twice.
We need that. We need some kind of hope to get us through all this garbage that we're all going through. So yeah, we absolutely would benefit from that. That's a bit much, Omar. The dust, yes. The dust, I mean, not the buzz. My man. I can't believe she showed that damn figure. But the thing about those she didn't tell you all is that the Queen's Blade figures, their clothes come off. And it's so weird because I never take those off because first of all, that's weird.
Get it back on?
Yeah, and I don't take them off because I don't want to go through the trouble of putting them back on. You're talking to the guy that leaves his robots in robot mode and doesn't transform them, so that's a lot of work.
Memories in the corner of my mind.
Thanks for the memories. That was my strip bar, remember? That was my strip club. My strip club / comic
think
book
of
bar.
old ladies for some reason. Memories.
Yeah, nobody wants to call them that. Massive memory month. That's what it was. I can't believe we went off topic like that.
But that's why it's fun.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. Man,
Omar likes Queen's Blade. Omar's a man of culture. That's right. Thanks, dude.
But you watch documentaries on various subjects.
I do.
You know, politics.
I love Queen's Blade. Big titty girls. I am a man of culture.
Oh man. Let's see.
What's the most complex Transformer figure you own? I got rid of it. It was the construction robot from Transformers 2000. What was it called here in America? Car robots in Japan. I think it was called Transformers 2000 or something here. The one where Optimus Prime's the fire engine. These 3 freaking construction robots made one big robot. And it is known as the most complex Transformers robot. Because remember, we went to the Children's Museum and they had it up as the most complicated robot to transform. I agree. It's a piece of crap to transform.
What?
The one underneath that one.
Oh, well, thank you, Tom. I really love my job, and I really miss my students.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
So, yeah, she's a godsend to that place. That's for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. No, you're great.
It's not fun all the time, but I have fun. Like,
I mean,
I like to be silly. I used to teach high school freshman English, and I miss it too. But I know that I'm good at this job. Like, I'm good at helping students and just having fun, just teaching, but also just hanging out. Let's see, which one? Right here.
That's a good question. Omar, for a new reader, which X-Men volume do you recommend? Honestly, my go-to answer on this is always Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, the Claremont and Dave Cockrum stuff. It's a great jumping on point. But God Loves and Man Kills is an Uncanny X-Men Volume 3, and that's my all-time favorite X-Men story. That's the one that I tell everybody to read that is trying to get into X-Men, because that to me is the epitome of what an X-Men story is. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, any Astonishing is good. New X-Men is good. Uncanny X-Force. Omar, oh my God. Omar and Melanie, how did you guys meet? She was friends with my brothers.
Yep. Not just friends.
We won't tell that story yet.
Just dating.
The girls are upstairs. I don't want to talk about my ex-wife.
What? No, I would be that dated your brother.
Oh yeah. She dated my brother.
I tried to date the other one. And then I fell in love with you.
I guess you forgot that my brother was gay.
I didn't know.
How could you not know?
Because I'm Melanie and I had crushes on gay boys in high school.
I will say this: at the time that we met, I was also. Okay, I won't tell that part. That's how we met.
Well, we went to Gatlinburg just because of spring break and our other friends. Not that you were in college because you're older.
Yeah.
Other friends couldn't join us for a couple of days. And that's when we started dating. And we played putt-putt golf. And,
yeah, I flirted with you a lot.
And then I asked him to propose to me under this sign where I first wanted him to kiss me.
And I did.
You kissed me in a bar.
Whoops. I was drunk.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you knew what you were in for all the way from the beginning.
But, so that's pretty romantic. Also, I saw when we were friends, I saw his figure collection. I was like, I want that.
She got that. Now it's like prenup, right? Like you get half of this. You can take my big titty figures.
I like some of the Queen's Blade.
She is also a woman of culture. You have a story for a graphic novel right there. Just popping in and say, hey, miniature golf gets girls all the time. Yeah,
it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
If we met par, we got a kiss.
That's right. So
And then I was
drinking.
embarrassed because your kids were behind us.
And I didn't care.
Cue the 80s
studio sound effects.
Oh, we need a montage.
I love
Our
you two
Gatlinburg
together.
trip.
Oh my gosh, Red.
Aww.
It happens. She still brings that out in me. How much does the Omnibus weigh? Which one? Like Omnibus in general?
Omnibus.
Because if you're talking about like, you know, something light like Devil Dinosaur, not very much. But if you're talking about Colossal Conan, holy crap, that's a workout. Yeah. Yep. That drink was involved. I was drinking, she wasn't. She was a good girl. I don't know what the hell she ended up doing. It ended up with me.
No, I just didn't at the time really drink.
Oh, the new X-Men Omnibus? How much does it weigh? Looking at it.
Let me go get the scale.
Honestly, I don't think it can't be more than 3 pounds. Like, it's not too bad. Not bad at all, man.
I like what Liam says.
The most epic string, big titty anime figures, romantic beginnings to try to dedicate brother.
No, I did. I just tried to.
He forgot he was gay during that time.
He said, not that this is to be funny. He said I was his best hope. Because obviously he doesn't believe, and I don't believe you should change your sexual orientation.
Yeah, he was joking.
And I was like, oh, thanks.
I remember when my brother finally, when he came out to me, it was like he called me and he's like, hey, man, I got something to tell you. And I was like, okay, yeah, what's up? And he's like, I don't know how to say this, but I'm gay. And I remember all I said was like, all right, cool. I know. Well, come on over. I'll see you over at dinner. Because we had dinner that night. Like he came over to the house and we were having dinner. It's just
so
like,
did you say it to be like supportive in the way of?
Oh yeah, like I've always
who
known.
cares?
Like who cares? Like,
so that you didn't, because you not downplay it, but you didn't make a big deal of it, right? Like,
yeah,
oh, I'm so proud of you.
Because
you went the route of,
I've always known,
I know.
and it's not a big, it's not a big deal to me. It's
You're
like
just Tommy.
It's my brother.
And I figured he didn't really kiss me because he slept in a suitcase when he was a kid. So
that's another story. Omar, when are you coming to Peru or Ecuador to meet you?
Aww.
I would love to go.
I mean, one day we thought I'd go to Peru for our honeymoon, and we went to Japan instead.
Yeah.
Because your dad was like, "Why you want to go to Peru?"
My dad was all worried.
You'll get mugged.
Let's talk DC Omnis. All right, let's talk DC Omnis. What's the next one that's coming up that everybody's wanting to get from DC? I'm very excited about Batwoman. I'm very excited about the Mike Grell Green Arrow Omnibus. Those are my big ones that I want so bad. Do you think Mutant Massacre, Fall of the Mutants, Inferno Omnis will get reprinted soon? Not Mutant Massacre, because that one just went out of print. But I'm thinking Inferno and Fall of the Mutants will be reprinted. Or I'm going to push for those to get reprinted as Omnis instead of oversized hardcovers. And dude, we don't even have the contents of the JLA by Morrison yet. Damn, I can't wait for that.
Just to let you guys know, I am reading the comments, and they're really nice. And also, if I'm making faces, because I'm responding to your comment. Somebody asked about relatives in Peru. Yeah, your mom's family.
No, my mom's from the Amazon. So that's like where she grew up.
Legit.
Like she's from the Amazon
jungle.
Hay Hut, third floors. That's my mom. I was born in the city.
She's so strong.
Yeah,
she's
my mom.
Strong woman.
My mom's got some big arms too. She can lift 2 colossal Omnis in one.
Well, I mean, yeah, and personality too.
Oh yeah,
she's so sweet. But I mean, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
So the
Sorry.
Oh yes. That was one that I couldn't announce until they announced the comic book, but then everything got delayed, so now everybody knows. But the extended cut of the gallery edition, I am so excited for that book. Because, I mean, I'm hoping it's like classic X-Men and not, they try to add or change too much to it, but I'm excited for that.
I'm going to answer this one. Miss Meat Massacre should not bother reading X-Men at all. What?
You should always read
You should always read X-Men.
You should always read X-Men. No. Don't. Just because you missed that. We'll get it. It'll come back in a reprint. But You should absolutely 100%.
Did you tell him the story about like copying the X-Men storyline in high school for your English class? And your teacher's like, "This is amazing."
No, I don't think I've shared that story maybe on the panel, but I've never shared it on the live stream. You're talking about X Factor.
X Factor. Oh, I'm sorry. And I copied Smashing Pumpkins lyrics for my freshman poetry.
Man, we took advantage of our old teachers in high school. So I took advantage of my old teacher.
She was
old.
like,
was it the same teacher?
Mrs. Williams?
Yeah, Miss Williams.
Oh, she's the one that said this is amazing. Oh, well, maybe she did read my poetry of Smashing Pumpkins lyrics.
She read my... So what I did was I didn't copy word for word, but it was the plot to X Factor Endgame. And she read it and she was like, this is amazing. Did you come up with all these characters? I was like, Scott Summers, Cyclops... She's like, you should be writing sci-fi.
Oh, you didn't even change their name?
I couldn't even change her name. I couldn't think of anything.
Oh,
I got 100, man.
Oh, you know what? I just recently listened to it because I love 90s alternative. But after a while, I can't because it kind of depresses me.
Well, yeah.
Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. That was my freshman year.
That's a beautiful album, though.
Oh, yes. And... I wrote Billy Corgan a letter, and I was like, "Hey, because I was a kid, I was depressed, right? Mm-hmm. Hormones. You're sound depressed. I'm depressed too. Hope you feel better." And I really meant it.
Oh, that's a cute letter. Like,
I wonder
if I got that, that would be adorable.
I doubt he read it, but
you never know. Check out Azumanga Daioh. Yeah, we both love that.
Yes.
And what was the follow-up? Not the follow-up. Yotsuba. We both like Yotsuba too. Yotsuba's a good one.
Oh, there was something, and now I can't find it.
Somebody found the Mutant Massacre for $70. That's a hell of a deal.
Wow.
Especially for something, man, when these things go out of print, that's insane. Have you read the graphic novel New Kid? I haven't. By Jerry Craft. I have not, Andrew. But I'll be looking it up. Usually when you guys give me recommendations, I write them down. And then...
Don't you dare ask me to.
Write that down.
You can write down yourself. Oh my goodness. Ruth, it's a good idea. Write it down.
Write that down. Just big things for me in the UK. You have helped me during this bad time. I listen on my walks and watch you and Amanda after work. Thank you from this UK fan. Thank you for the kind words. They never get old. Anytime I get any kind of thank yous or anything like that. Thank you all for watching and listening and giving me some kind of outlet. Otherwise, I'd be talking to my wife about all these crazy X-Men omnis upstairs if I didn't have this channel.
Ooh, that would be okay.
Not all day.
Honestly.
and honestly, you know who doesn't get enough praise is this wonderful lady here. Because...
Me? I thought you were going to say Andrew. Or
not a lot of people would put up with somebody having a collection and then having a YouTube channel, right?
Well, because
that takes a lot of time.
You moved those books out from upstairs so I could have a craft room, so I can have my space too. That's what That's what.
But really even then, I mean, not a lot of people. I hear so many of my fans, so many of my subscribers that tell me like, man, like my wife does not agree with this hobby because I have so many books and she wants me to get rid of some. And...
Well, I'm not down here very often because it's dark and cold. B, I wish I would, and there's nowhere to sit. B, you do such a terrific job of balancing the money. It's not like it's a burden.
Well,
you sell stuff.
Yeah.
And you buy more stuff, or you're getting it for free to review.
Well, and also
my
time.
It's not an issue.
Like my time down here, away from you and the kids. And I know they're older now, so maybe I picked a good time to do it. I guess it would have been tough when they were babies, like to be coming down here a lot.
Yeah, you do. You play. You spend time with the girls. How about this? One complaint: throw away your boxes. Golly! I mean, they just pile up. Just throw them away. That's it. That's all I ask. Throw away your boxes.
So what a wonderful, wonderful... that's my dog going off, sorry. It must be the mailman. If it's a mailman, I'll do a what's in the box. Back in the day, we did not have starting points or new volumes. That's probably the mailman if he's knocking. Or new volumes. Just picked up an issue and enjoyed what you got. So many times I've jumped in a series in the middle of a storyline. And I agree with the statement 100%. But I think now because we have things like collected editions, that it makes it easier for people to have jumping on points. 100%. That's why collected editions, when people ask me, I also have this mentality of like, when I was a kid, you know, my first Uncanny X-Men issue was 168. My first Crisis on Infinite Earths was issue number 8. Or my first DC comic was Crisis number 8. So that was my jumping on points for both universes. But now it's so much more accessible because of collected editions that I can understand what's a good jumping on point, especially if you're spending $100 on a book, right? Recycled boxes. I do. She's just getting over dramatic. She's fine. Miss that dog, Strider? Yeah, that's my dog. He's kind of a punk though.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I think this is my new volume. Let's see. All right, we're doing a live unboxing. Yes. So I had the trade paperbacks of this, but this is the Nicopol trilogy. One of my favorite freaking books. Oh my gosh, this is. I'm doing my favorite non-American comic books soon that are not including manga, because that's a separate list. But this is definitely one of them. Oh, love this series. If you haven't read it, so I had these in trade paperback, and I decided to upgrade to the hardcover edition. So this is all in one.
Oh, now that box is over on the floor.
Staying down. No, I'm just kidding. I told him you're being overreacting because there's not that many boxes down here.
Do you want to move the camera again? No.
Look at that.
Just kind of Melanie's here. Aw, thanks, Chewy.
Omar, do you have the full Creepy Archives collection? I do not. I have both Creepy and Eerie up to volume 13, and then a volume
really?
here and there. But
why?
Because it's just one of those things I wait for a sale. I need to get them before they go out of print.
So you can remember that. How can you keep all this in your head?
Because I can't remember important Google. Things. Like
you're Google.
Don't forget to feed the kids. Remember, Alicia needs help with her writing. What? Okay, I have a daughter named Alicia?
You need the boxes for when you sell stuff. No, they are in the laundry room. I kept some. I completely understand. That's a good idea.
At least Melanie didn't tell you to dust your shelves.
Because I don't dust. I don't care.
I don't care about that. You picked the right one, man. Remember, you got to pick the right one. Lady doesn't dust, and one that's into books.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to come back to this question. I got to think. Graphic novels that you can recommend for my 17-year-old teenage sister.
Alongside Miss Marvel's.
One that pops in my head is Ultimate Spider-Man.
It's an easy.
I mean, it's just it's.
I was gonna say Runaways.
It's fun and there's action. Oh yes, Runaways.
I think Runaways is a
good. Because those characters are awesome. Of course, I didn't like it once. What's his name left?
Brian K. Vaughan.
Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah. Even Joss Whedon couldn't save that series.
Yeah, it's about these kids who run away because their parents are super villains, and they have powers or skills they can use. They gotta defeat their parents, and it's very unique.
Absolutely, I love it.
All right. Hi, sweetie.
Okay, go on upstairs. Did you want to say hello? You just say hi. Come here. This is Alicia, my youngest daughter. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, go eat your cereal without milk.
You haven't gotten dressed.
Omar, are you going to get the next absolute volume of Swamp Thing? Yes.
I could answer that, huh? Of course you are.
Yeah, I will be getting that. Absolutely.
Vaughn's teen slang is very cringy, though. That's okay. I don't mind.
But then I'm thinking of, so was Bendis's. Like, Bendis's Spider-Man was that same way with me, because I'm like, all the teachers were so old and evil, and I was like,
they said hi.
Not all adults are like that. Come on, Bendis. But
people said hi.
Omar, is there anything you don't get? Absolutely. There's a lot of things I don't get. I don't, people buy Golden Age Omnis. Not me, man. I don't get those. More power to you if you do, though. Silver Age Omnis. I'm trying to think. Sometimes double dipping for me, like I finally decided years after they've been out to get the Absolute Preachers, because it was either that or the Omnibus, and I decided to go the Absolute way because they are gorgeous and they're one of my favorite Vertigo stories, so that's why I went that way. And somebody suggested me doing an episode on why I upgrade and what format to upgrade to, why I choose it.
Greece.
Hello from Greece. Looking forward to a Batman reading order. Omar, have you read the books you were talking about? have I read the books Beast right here or the Batman? Because I've read most of Batman. I think I'm caught up with Batman.
Are you gonna do a Batman reading order?
So
or have
yeah,
you?
I haven't
That's
yet
why I
because
clicked on it.
I'm waiting for a couple of more trades. So what I'll do is I put it up on our Patreon poll. Like they decide which book I'll do. They vote on it, right? And I'm sure Batman will get voted on, unless I put it up there with X-Men, right? Like which reading order do you want to see, X-Men or Batman? I'm not gonna do that. That would be mean. Then I'll get stuck with X-Men. Is there Daredevil by Anna Shenty Omnibus? Sadly, no, there is not. There are Epic collections, but not like a couple of Epic collections, but none of it collected in omnibus format. Sadly.
Okay. I have a comment on this. Do you recommend the 52 omnibus, or should I pick up the trades? If I didn't listen to you making videos, like if I was just Schmojo off the street, I would be like, well, if you buy the big book, it collects it all like in order, or it's just it's just feel like they physically took the trades and glued it all together.
Well, it's bigger.
And then my point is that you talk about mapping out and like they take other things, other stores, and put it in. And why do you give me that look?
Oh, because I don't know where you're going. Okay, go ahead.
Well, so now I understand why somebody would ask, like, should I get the omnibus or the trades? Because if I didn't know anything, I'd be like, well, if you wanted a big book, they just glue all the trades together. I don't know, like it's a shtick or something.
So this is a tricky question because normally I would say absolutely get the omnibus, but the omnibus, mine is the one that I had to put a PVA glue in with a brush because it was coming off the ribbon. It's notorious for having a tight spine, a tight binding. It's notorious for falling apart. So unless you 100% want it all, and I mean it looks nice on the shelf, if you give it a little, TLC, then yeah, go for the omnibus. Not, get the trades.
Somebody was saying is that geez, oh Pete, it's hard to. I can't do the mirroring
the focus?
of the camera. I'm gonna like poke you down. Somebody was saying, is that Darth Vader?
What are you guys doing for Mother's Day?
I don't know. I just want to
working on the garden.
Do whatever. I don't know.
So your option might be the 2 trades are better. Yeah. Have you completed reading? No. I take breaks. So right now I'm reading Spinning, and I'm reading another graphic novel that somebody was kind enough to send us our way. That you and I are reviewing. Hidden Dimensions. Mm-hmm. I owe somebody else a review too of a book I just found. I'm so bad at this because
No, you're not.
Well, I found a book that the gentleman sent me, and I was like, shit! I was supposed to have done this a couple of months or a month ago, and I never did. So I need to reread it to give it a good review. Sorry if this question has already been asked, but do you have any idea when Wolverine Omnibus will be released on IST? So there's a couple of questions. There's this one, and then somebody else was asking about, and I'm sorry, I just glanced over there. So right now, I don't know exactly the date yet, but it all depends on Diamond and when they decide to release these things. So they do have them. They're in stock at Diamond. So, fear not, you will get a copy of it. Either IST, Cheap Graphic Novels, Tales of Wonder, comic book stores, they will get it. Somebody asked about the JMS. Yeah, JMS Spider-Man Volume 1. Is it out of stock or out of print? Right now, it's showing out of print. However, I'm sure Diamond's warehouse is a freaking mess. Because you have to think, they got old comics they couldn't ship out. And it's never been this much of a mess, I'm sure. They had new comics coming in that they couldn't ship out. They have old stock. So this book that you're asking about, JMS Volume 1, has been out for a couple of years. It's showing out of print, I'm sure, because they have no idea where any of them are. If they have any. And many times I've seen it where Diamond finds either a pallet or a box of books that they have, put out of print in their system. Like the case of Silver Surfer by Dan Slott. They found a box that I believe In Stock Trades was selling. So that's something to keep in mind. There's always a chance that these books can come back into print or they find something. So
somebody asked if you owned original comic art.
I No, I
We got
don't.
this.
But I did find something really cool at a flea market.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was selling original animation cells from Ninja Turtles, right?
For cheap too.
Like these were here.
I mean,
that
just
one goes
the background. Oh, I know they're not going where they're supposed to go.
Well, that one
but,
goes with
oh,
Johnny.
okay.
So, and there was another one. He
Yeah.
was selling them
It's so cool to see the paint on the
for
back.
$5 like each. And if you all know me, I still try to haggle with people. So I say, all right, man. How about I get
like
two,
the
and
Ojibwe
I give him, for $4. Like I give it to him for $4, like for both of these. So it's Yojimbo, which is my favorite character, one of my favorite anthropomorphic characters. I love to have DuckTales. And then you have the actual
the
pencil. And yes, I do need to frame them. And then you have the background scenes.
Does anybody else? April's hair kind of reminded me of a penis. Not that I knew what one was when I was a kid, but I don't know. Do you see that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's weird. It's got like this. Maybe I've been reading too much Berserk.
I'm reading so much Berserk. I'm still gutted that Marvel ain't reprinting Colossal Conan in order. Can you tell David to change his mapping mind? So I can tell you right now that they're gonna go and move forward with the way that they're collecting that because they want to make it just Kurt Busiek, and I guess that makes sense. If it sells enough, I can guarantee that you'll get a Truman one, written by Truman, and that will be in that order, chronological order. So, but it won't be in the colossal size, right? Because he said he wants to keep it a Marvel thing, like Marvel size omnibus.
Okay.
Or he's been asking this one for a while.
That's what I was going to do.
Okay. Any of the Don Rosa or Carl Barks books out of print? The books from Don Rosa are not, but the box sets, I think volumes 3 of the box set is out of print right now. Carl Barks, there's a couple that are out of print. So, yeah. I don't remember one, but those they are going to reprint. They are reprinting the individual books. Those won't go out of print. It's not like Boom and Irredeemable for some reason. But yes, those will come back into print.
Yes, he has read Black Sad.
Mm-hmm.
He loves Black Sad.
I was a big fan of Cerebus up until about issue 150. Dave Sim just lost me. I don't get. I think he was writing a lot of himself in there, and then it got political, religious, and just I don't know. It just became something else. I'd rather read about a little aardvark that has a giant sword and goes.
You're a simple man.
What?
That's not bad. Let's see. So, what I choose to read, every once in a while I'll get a single issue because I really like the cover. So I guess it's it's opposite of can't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes I am disappointed with the story. I love looking at the covers in a comic book shop. So I think for me that's the one thing that's missing when you get a trade or Omni or whatnot. You can have the covers in the back. There's just something about it being right there and the potential just inside that one single issue.
I think that's why I'm doing my top 10 favorite Omni covers. I think that's what I'm going to do this week. Is because to sell a single issue for $3.99 and to have a cover, you have to do a lot of work. Like, what's going to make this cover or this book sell? For an omnibus, it's like, what's going to make this 1,500-page book sell?
Well, you know what? I disagree.
Right?
Omni covers aren't interesting to me.
Well, that's what I'm picking my favorite ones.
Like in general and vague, right? Because you're covering so much. I enjoy with just in general the single issue covers because there's so much emotion.
Well, you get the single issue covers in the omnibus.
There's like a story just in the cover itself.
Kyle Davis, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for all your great videos. Just bought my first printing of X-Men Omni. Yeah, man. The Silver Age one or the Uncanny? Regardless, both of them are awesome.
Wow, that's just a couple.
Llega tiempo. Saludos, Omar. Saludos, hermano Felipe. Do you read any video game comics like Halo or Gears of War? I have read Halo. I read Street Fighter and Darkstalkers because I love the artwork. I love the artwork. They're not the greatest, but they are wonderful to look at. wonderful to look at. Omar, Dave Sim lost you, and about 90% of his readers around there. I stuck around until issue 200, but I have the phone book trades. Those are the big trades, yeah. Someday I'll give them another
reference.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Because I'm old. I know phone books.
You're not a basic bitch. You understand what a phone book.
We haven't gotten one in years, huh?
I don't think they do those anymore.
For a while, I still got them.
You don't read them, Omar. You got them, baby. That Rainbow Mika, boy. Thicker than a Snicker. Best video game comic
Thicker than a Snicker. I've never heard that.
Or from Top Cow.
You don't.
I had the compendium at one time. I think I ended up selling it. I looked. I will admit, I looked at that, but I never read it, man. So it could have been the best video game comic. Do you read any fantasy like Wheel of Time or Doom?
I had a boyfriend once who did.
Hey, can we not talk about your ex-boyfriends anymore?
He wasn't gay.
That guy? Anyway, do you read any fantasy? Yes, I have read Dune, and I love it, and I cannot wait for the movie. That's
I didn't know that.
Like, it's probably 7th, 8th grade. Yeah.
You read a lot more.
I used to read a lot more novels
when you were
when I was younger.
In school.
Yeah. As far as the Wheel of Time, no, Sanderson, I think I've read the first audiobook because my friend Mike loves that series. No, Jordan. It wasn't even Sanderson then. It was Robert Jordan. I keep forgetting Sanderson's the one that finished it. It's my first time. Sonic plush, Roblox and friends. Sonic That's an awesome name.
I thought it was Roboblox, so that everyone or our family says Roboblox.
Dude, I just saw that K-Dog.
That's what I was looking for.
So, Omar, you hear Marvel greenlit a Richard Rider. I heard they greenlit a Nova movie. Here's hoping it's Richard Rider, right? Love my boy Richard Rider. Ever since A Kid Called Nova, New Warriors, Annihilation, hell yes. But I think Amanda and I had this conversation about what could potentially happen, and that's because, Sam is mixed, right? So he's Hispanic and white, and he might be the protagonist they go with because he's also younger. Me, of course I want. Omar, would you review Alan Moore's Lost Girls?
That's what I was going to do. What's that one?
That's the one that Alan Moore wrote. It's over there. It's the one that he, Snow White and those characters, but they're underage, so there's a lot of weird things in it. I think YouTube is known to have pulled those kind of videos.
Yeah, that's
Melanie is from upstairs. Omar lives in the basement.
Yeah, somebody asked where I was from. His mom wanted to know.
Oh, okay.
Herminio
Reyes. Herminio.
Kentucky. Yep.
Yeah, she's from Kentucky.
Kentucky.
That's where I got all my best collected editions.
Oh my god. What? I got Would I say something the other day, and you did not understand me at all because my thick country accent.
The older you get, the more country accent.
Maybe
I'm just How did this happen?
I know I didn't grow up in like a farm country area, or it's always been suburban area. I did teach some farming high schoolers. Maybe that influence. That was for 9 years.
Maybe.
And I think I'm just lazy and passionate, and I'm like. Rah, 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 rah.
Here's a question for you, Melanie. What's your all-time favorite single comic book? I think I may know this one. You have.
Let me go get it.
Oh, you know where it is?
No, right? Wait, I forgot. Where is it?
You may have moved it to the garage. I don't know.
No.
She has this.
No, don't say it.
All right, there's a couple that she likes, but I'm pretty sure I know the one that she's gonna get. While we go back to that, love the reviews both of you did on Shirtless Bear Fighter. So much I've added to my wish list. Hope to see more beautiful joint reviews from you. Yeah, we've been reading a lot more, and she's always enjoyed reading comics, so we will be reading more. As in the fried chicken, they ain't allowed to call Kentucky anymore. No, they're not. They can't call it Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? Legally?
What?
Actually, 3 Omni titles, 2 epic titles for Conan Overkill. Oh, man. So the reason they're pumping out so much Conan stuff is because... I think you moved it to the garage, baby.
No!
Or it might be in that room. In the video game room. So I think the reason they're putting out so much Conan is because they had to pay so much for that license. So like the story of Shang-Chi I was talking about earlier, when they have to pay so much, they have to warrant, like they have to say, okay, look, we paid this much for it, but look how well it's selling. And David told me, you know, as long as it keeps selling, they will keep making more Omnis. And keep in mind, we only have, you know, we only have Savage and Conan the Barbarian. We don't even have King Conan yet. I assume they're going to do it.
I lost it again.
She lost it again. Well, what was it?
Well, you probably know. Is okay. Wolverine Jubilee, and they're fighting Sentinels.
I know what it is.
So what issue is that? What
issues 73 and 74
of
Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
I can do you one better.
Oh, you're gonna find it for me.
I'm gonna find it in collected editions.
I love the art. I just really like that story. I love the Sentinels like having an existential crisis, and Jubilee Wolverine's relationship dynamics. I
remember, when we first started dating, I asked you what your favorite comic book was, and you were like, let me show you.
Oh, and
it's Wolverine 69 and 70 is what it is, the ones that you like.
And Light the Night with Electro and Spider-Man.
And that stupid story with Light the Night. So this one here is the one she's talking about. So when...
Oh, that smells good.
You know, like, whenever you're dating somebody...
Wait, come here. Let me see.
Whenever you're dating somebody...
No, this isn't it.
Keep going. It's probably 73 and 74, like I was saying.
Okay.
So whenever you're dating somebody, you know, you take their interest and you want to know what they're into, and like, most people do that. Most people that are dating people, and so
I hope so.
That's what I did. That's what I quizzed her. I'm like, well, yeah, what's your favorite comic book? You like comic books? And she threw Wolverine 74 and 73 at me. I'm like, okay, she's real, because ain't no way nobody in hell ever says their favorite comic book is Wolverine 73 and 74.
And to be fair, like, it's not like I read. Like I was a Wolverine reader. Like, I mean, I liked the character. I would go to this is like in middle school. I'd go to the shop and I would just find random, you know, discounted comics. I'm like, oh, that looks cool, because I judged by the cover. And I like Jubilee and Wolverine. But yeah, I like the Night because Electro was like had a sensitive.
He was
side.
A nerd.
Yes, and he was a nerd. That's
Omar is the Thor versus Thanos trade paperback part of any Thor omnibus. It is part of the Dan Jurgens Thor omnibus. So volume 1. So if you have that, you're good. Do you remember Marvel's Quest Probe series? I do. Thor 337 dude, that issue was awesome. I've been on a big Silver Age kick since reading Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1. Once you're in that, once you start reading Silver Age, like, that's so weird because I love Marvel Silver Age, but for some reason I can't get into DC Silver Age. And it's not because I'm a Marvel fanboy, it's just because the things don't really grasp me. First comic you ever owned. Uncanny X-Men 168. What about you?
I don't remember.
Was it Carnage?
Oh, that might be the first, like, nice, like, you know, expensive one.
Yeah.
Carnage and Venom. And I asked my granny for Christmas. I think she just gave me the money. I was like, it's this thing. She'd probably be like, what is this?
I will say that I went through, you know, I sold a lot of my comic books, my single issues. That's another reason why I was able to afford all these things, because I had a lot of key issues.
Somebody sent it to you when you were sick. Your family member gave you comics.
My uncle sent me comics in Peru. So Uncanny X-Men 168 is mine. But I kept my Uncanny X-Men. I kept my New Mutants, my X-Factor. I don't know. I just can't let go of those. But I do remember I sold all my Spider-Man, including Spider-Man 300. And I was like, Melanie, can I sell your copy of First Appearance of Carnage? And you were like, no. You said, hell no.
Hell no.
I was like, all right. I guess.
That was my precious first nice thing.
Conan Omni sell really well. They do. Number 1 right now, volume 1 of Conan the Barbarian is out of print. So
Conan the Barbarian.
I'm hoping that they will be good, man.
Jubilation Lee. Oh yeah, that is her first name.
That is her first name, yeah.
Somebody asked if I speak Spanish. Un poquito.
Un poquito.
Yeah. I liked studying it in college and high school, and I can follow some, you know, when they're talking to you.
Oh, and my parents are talking?
But then a lot of times I don't understand, and you're like, what are you talking about? I was like, I thought your parents said this.
I only spoke to the girls in Spanish.
I always try.
When they were younger, I spoke to the girls just in Spanish, and it was wonderful, because now they both understand Spanish. Who are both of your favorite male and female DC characters? Nightwing for Mel?
Ooh.
Is that both of ours? I think that's yours too, isn't it?
No, Batman.
Okay.
Kevin Conroy Batman.
Female for me would. Oh my god, that one's harder. I have a lot.
I need to physically see.
Oh man,
some suggestions. I really like Harley Quinn, but not the not the recent popular one.
Damn,
the cartoon one. Oh my gosh, both of them are from. You know what? I guess I don't really read DC comics that much.
Wonder Woman. I have to go with Wonder Woman. She has a stellar run, and I've always liked her character. Big Barda, always liked her.
I think I would like her.
This is a tough choice. Starfire, Raven. It all goes back to my youth, I think, of what I enjoyed reading. Un poquito aquí, un poquito allá. Omar, I love your channel. I always watch it in first chance I get. I just want to say thank you so much for all the effort you put into this. It really gets me through the day at times. Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you all for watching.
When I was going through a really, really rough time, I really enjoyed. I could just listen to.
Not me.
Video. Oh my gosh, I hate how I can't talk. Thank you, Game Theory. I just love his voice, and it would calm me down. And of course, I was interested in the content too. But maybe your voice calms people down.
This DC question is broken. It was tough. I hate choosing favorites.
Yeah, you are way better at specific questions.
It's so hard for me. Whenever people ask me to do top 10 lists, you all.
Hey, Death can count, right? Yeah. DC Vertigo. Okay, Death.
Well, it's Black Label now, but
I don't care.
All right. When people ask me, that's why I hesitated so long to do my favorite top 10 or whatever, because she knows I sit there while we watch movies and rearrange the list. I'm like, nope, sorry. See you later, Walter Simonson. Somebody else is coming in and take your place.
You had a difficult time with that one about comics that define you.
Oh my gosh.
Define, and I was trying to help you with the connotation of another word. Did you use define?
I did.
I
had a hard time moving that list. I'm like, why did I do top 10? I should have done top 100. But then I was like, nobody wants to listen to this asshole talk for hours about the books that he likes.
You're not.
I think sometimes I'm hard on myself.
If you don't talk for hours, then what's the point, of watching?
Oh, sure. I did lose my voice. Remember when that happened?
That's why I brought the water down.
I appreciate it. I lost my voice the second time we did this because I've been doing so many live videos. I was like, oh man, maybe it's God's way of telling me to shut up.
No, well, hold up. I will.
Okay.
I just watched Justice League Unlimited yesterday, the episode with Satana and Batman, and they had to help Wonder Woman,
Yeah, you like that.
Back from a pig.
I told you would like Justice League Unlimited. It's so good. Omar, we need library editions of Vampire Hunter D. She walked down the... this is your story.
So, it was epic. Right? Because we got married at a winery.
Mm-hmm.
And so the aisle was the not sidewalk, but anyway, paved pathway. And there was a hill where here's the winery, and then you could go down, and there was the big, to have a concert or whatever, stage. And I had my freshman girls, my students, they were around me, and they followed me. I go down the hill, and it was all to Vampire Hunter D's theme at the end. And then my dad met me, but he didn't practice the day before because his knee hurts, and it's just Dad, and he didn't want to. So we're walking. He's like, slow down, my knee hurts. And I was like, Dad, we got to get to the stage before it ends. And it worked out.
But she walked down the aisle to Vampire Hunter D's. Who does that?
It's beautiful.
I wonder if you're the first person to have ever done.
Wonder, maybe. Yeah. Well, and you used Reservoir Dogs for the groomsmen to come in,
right? Not Battle Without Honor.
Oh, gosh, yeah, and they acted like Reservoir Dogs in slow motion with the cell phone and the cigarette.
And then we walked out the Locks theme from Final Fantasy VI.
We did.
Yep, we walked.
And I wanted Xenogears played, and I didn't hear it get played.
I don't remember much afterwards.
Oh, thank you.
Omar, would you have thank you for the super chat, Parmas1. Would you have all three Infernos Omnis reprinted, and what about the X-Men Infernus storyline? So the Infernus storyline, I think, would fit better in a New Mutants by Zeb Wells omnibus. So, because that storyline is kind of like the return of magic, right? So you would want to read that later on. As far as the Inferno, so there's only two. Man, how would you? Really, what you need is the Inferno prologue and the Inferno, and maybe they could make that into one, but it would be a thick omnibus. Because the crossovers, while they're good, you don't really need them because it's pretty much just the city of New York being turned into this demon
New
city.
York, New York. Da, da, da.
All right, my wife's on the 2-hour mark.
Every-
She's getting bored now. I got
did start
married
staring.
at my father-in-law's winery too.
That's cool.
Oh, your father-in-law has a winery, yeah. So
I miss wineries.
that's what I would
Be
do
nice
with
to
those
go to one.
two. I do. I fucking miss just going out and drinking somewhere. Omar. So that's what I would do. I would reprint those first two. I don't know about the crossover stuff. I don't think it's necessary. You met at a bar, married in a winery. Winery. We never talked about that.
And then for our first year anniversary,
We took our newborn baby to the winery.
And I was breastfeeding, so I had to do it right before I drank wine. And we were in the car, and there's this whole empty parking lot. This dude parks right next to us. I'm like,
We were right at our wedding banquet to Star Wars.
aww.
And that is the correct Star Wars thing. My daughters know that by name. I love that song. Personally, I would enjoy more of your retro views on our regular. Well, you got more. Tomorrow, you all may think different, though, because tomorrow, for Mother's Day, which I'm filming tonight. So
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we can have our day.
Oh, thanks.
It's going to be Avengers The Crossing. Now you're going to be like, man, Omar, preach. And then, wait, he likes Avengers The Crossing? What the hell's wrong with this guy?
Hey,
Precio
translation,
muchísimo
he
cuando
really
lees los
appreciates
nombres
when
y
you read the
comentarios en
names and
español.
comments in Spanish.
What's he saying?
I just did, but you were talking.
Well, I was reading it.
He really appreciates when you read the names and the comments in Spanish.
Look at you. Good job, baby.
It's easier when I read it than listening.
Thank you, Freddy. Gracias, Freddy.
Well, do it then.
I just did. I read it.
No, he would you. Oh, I thought he was wanting you to translate others. Sorry.
It's okay. Favorite Daredevil artist? Ooh, what a great question. You know,
Daredevil artist favorito.
Oh God. First of all, I want to be Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Recently, I'm really hoping we get a Charles Soule run in omnibus format because I love Ron Garney's style in that book. But if I had to choose one, oh damn. You know, no one is gonna say this. I am probably the only idiot that's gonna say this, but I'm gonna go with Scott McDaniels.
Person, not idiot.
Okay, Scott McDaniels.
Would you all please correct him when he's like
fall from grace? No, because this story is rightly so pretty bad. It gets a lot of hate, but
it's about
his
the
artwork is so awesome in that. And then he went on to do Nightwing. Please share when you have the info about all the X-Men reprints by Claremont. I've been hunting these omnis for years. Absolutely, as soon as I find out something. But yeah, Alex Malik probably second. It's weird. Nobody says Scott McDaniel. I like Joey Q for art.
You talked to him.
Yeah, Joe Quesada.
At a bar.
Yeah, I love that story. I'm pretty ballsy when it comes to conventions and just pretending to be somewhere I'm not. So
sit down.
I just sat down with Joe Quesada, John Romita Jr., Paul Jenkins, Andy Kubert, Adam Kubert. Like I was part of Marvel, and I started talking to them. So it's so. I embarrass the shit out of my friends, but then I'm like, just go along. Just follow me. Follow my lead. Dan can tell you.
Oh, I wasn't there. I was like at the pool table.
I know. Yeah, because John Cassidy was flirting with you. Remember that?
Just a little. Yeah.
No, he was flirting with you a lot, and I was okay with it because he was at the time drawing Astonishing X-Men.
He's pretty hot.
He's a pretty good looking guy. Scott McDaniel's art actually made me quit the title back in the day. Right? I think I'm the only one that appreciates that. But I think, yeah, close second would be Alex Maleev, Michael Lark. Honestly, I like John Romita's both in the Innocenti days and the Man Without Fear. I like both of those. So we'll take a couple more questions because it's going to be about the 2-hour mark, and I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you all. Like I said, if you all want me to, I will continue doing these even after the pandemic, after everything passes, when things get back to normal. If you all want me to, I will. Do you think the original EC comics are better in the Dark Horse colors or the Fantagraphics black and white? I'd rather have them in color than in black and white because, I mean, that's how they were originally printed, right? In black and in color. So even though they're modern colors, I still like them better than in black and white.
Rick Gere, Joe Quesada hadn't written One More Day yet, so
No,
it was
didn't.
okay.
And I remember we interviewed him for our podcast, and I asked him, why isn't, like, why isn't X-Men good? He was.
What?
I don't know
Why
why
you
people.
don't write good?
Why? I don't know why people agree to do interviews with me. Like people have been wanting me to interview Bendis, and I feel so bad. I wouldn't even know what to say.
Why didn't you send my friend's money back to him? Who mailed
that's
it to
right.
you?
He mailed him money.
Well, 'cause he's
Best Daredevil
naive.
artist, John Romita Jr. All right, Frank Miller's art back in the
I
classic.
just don't like Romita Jr.
You're not alone. A lot of people don't. Alex Maleev's art was great in Bendis, and Michael Lark. Yeah, Michael Lark was during Brubaker's run. That was awesome. Oh, Chichetto. Yeah, somebody said. Yeah. Mark Cicchetto's artwork is freaking stellar. Too.
Oh, that's a cool name. I like it.
He had a Punisher run that I wish they would collect in omnibus or oversized format.
Let's see. He asked this a couple of times. Favorite male and female manga characters.
Female, Belle Dandy from Oh My Goddess. Male, Guts.
Oh yeah, Guts.
Guts. Like
I took like 2 months to cross stitch him.
Yeah,
I made my own pattern. Woo!
She cross stitched him
devotion.
Father's Day. Oh my god.
It was for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, yeah. Guts.
Last year. Yeah, I think it's over 6 months. Anyway.
It don't get better than Guts.
You know what? I don't know if this truly is my favorite, but the first person that popped in my head for female was
Sailor Moon?
Did I forget her? Yes, Sailor Moon.
Who were you thinking of?
You may drink Kari Kano.
Oh.
I tried to go back and reread her or watch the anime. I'm like, no. But I just remember really liking her and thinking she was I thought she was just a cool character.
Omar, my brother, do you know when Savage Sword Volume 3 comes out? Thank you for making content every day, especially in these hard times. Thank you all for watching. I think that one is one of the ones that they're pushing back until, I want to say, November. I'll look at the thing again, and as soon as David gives me the go-ahead, I'll make a video.
Tim's favorites are Spike from Cowboy Bebop and Tomo from Ozymandias. That's fun. I love Spike.
Samney. Yeah, see, Samney's awesome, but I think it depends on the writer that he's working with, too, to make him shine. I think the Wade run was phenomenal. Will you review... You've been asking this. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean... Will you review the Witchblade Compendium? I have 2 Witchblade Compendiums. Are you talking about the new hardcover, though, that came out? If so, I need to get it. Omar, have you ever done a top 20 list of your favorite Marvel DC characters of all time from each company? That's a hard list to make. Easier to talk about books, you're right. Lists are so... I take it so hard. Like, I take it to heart when you all ask me.
Those are really popular on YouTube. Like, I watch a ton of, top 10, top 20 lists or whatever.
Yeah, and I never wanted the channel to do... I never wanted to do that because, honestly, I never really thought anybody would care about, what I think. But I guess...
But they do.
I've come to learn that I'm wrong a lot. Hey, from London, who are some of your favorite characters introduced in the last 10 years? Miss Marvel. I really like her character a lot. Miles Morales.
Yeah, I like Miss Marvel.
Those are 2 of our biggest ones that we really like in this house. 10 years. I'm trying to think, because a lot of characters don't stay. It is difficult for characters to be introduced and actually maintain the popularity and stick around. People really want me to read Gwenpool. I really need to read Gwenpool, but everything I've read so far by her just kind of aggravates me.
Yeah, I just read a tiny bit, but I was like...
This is one that I hear. I know my co-host Maddie would agree with. This Nadia Van Dyne. This is the new Wasp. Top lists are great. We want them. We need them. We love them. Oh, thanks, man.
When you're bored during lunch, you can't go talk to anybody because we're quarantined. You just
will we get a Ghost Spider-Gwen omnibus? I promise you, that's one of my biggest pushes for David because they canceled the 4th OHC, which was supposed to finish out that run. So I could be like, look, you canceled it, and the popularity is good now. I'm sure that'd be an easier thing to push for when the movie comes out, Spider-Verse 2 comes out, or I guess they were going to do a new one, or an actual Spider-Gwen movie. Omar, can you slip Marvel some cash to get us a Generation X? I don't think it works. I would love a Gen X Omni.
Guess if you sold every single thing you had. I don't think it's worth it, though, is it?
Do you think Marvel will do a slipcover Omni reprint service? How do you catalog your books? How do I catalog my books? Believe it or
Yeah, it's
not.
just amazing.
Do you think Marvel will do a slipcover? I saw that was it in Italy? Somebody sent me some stuff, and my buddy Benjamin Piñeros sent me like, hey, Marvel's doing this in France. It's a slipcover, kind of like an absolute version. He's like, you should make a top 10 if you could have your absolute version of Marvel Comics. Yes, this would be the one I push for. New Warriors Volume 2. Yes. Well, I'm gonna grab some food. We need to get some food too, because believe it or not, we're actually we're gonna go play Dungeons and Dragons with some friends and family.
I'm so proud of you for admitting that. I was gonna say it, but then I'm like, oh, he's gonna get mad and be embarrassed. And I waited
until my 40s to play Dungeons and Dragons, but it's been fun. What's up, Project? That's my boy. He always comments on my videos. He barely makes it to the live chats. He's a hardworking dude, just like most of these people are. But that's why I decided to do these on Saturday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because I know most of you all can make it here. Omar, I did do a sound check.
Were we too loud?
No.
What happened?
There was one video that I wasn't.
Oh, because it did. Okay.
So
D&D.
everybody,
see, yeah, other people like D&D.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe. I don't know why you're watching this if you haven't subscribed. We can be found on Patreon and Redbubble. Great ways to support the channel if you can do so. And thank you to our existing patrons. Oh, thanks, man. Cheers to the 2-hour live chat.
Thank you.
Please rank Claremont's return runs on X-Men best to worst. Revolution Extreme. All right, I'll do that really quick. For me, the worst. Okay, best to worst. So best X-Men, Extreme X-Men, Reload. Even though it kind of died there toward the kind of, and then Revolution. That's for me though. Forever's not in 616. You are 100% on that. So thank you for everybody that participated.
You're welcome, guys.
Yeah.
For those of you saying goodbye.
Yes, thank you all. You all have a wonderful day. Everybody, please remain healthy, safe. We'll get through this crap together, and I will be back next Saturday and probably sometime this week, when David gives me the go-ahead to do the solicitations for August. So much love to you all. Hey, thank you for joining.